Cassia Faye Hayden. Welcome to my channel. Today, Katrina, Katrova. If you've seen Vampire Diaries, you know where I got that from. Katrina. She wants to help. She wants to help today. She's my new kitten. I had to save her from outside because she was eaten out of a dumpster. And winter, as we all know, is coming. She would not have survived. And since she's been here, she went from a very skinny, very unhealthy looking kitten to a chunky kitten. Oh, you probably can't tell on camera, but if I turn her this way, you can tell. Look how big her belly is. Oh, it's so big. She's getting very chunky, which is good. It's good. I think she's appreciating the fact that I always have food out for the cats. I don't ever leave them without food, like, ever. So they have a kibble tower, you know, like those dog auto feeders. They have one of those. I don't have one for the dog. I do have dog ones at Sam's house. I should probably get one of them from Sam's house and fill it up, because the dog isn't really all that great about you know, overeating. He can be trusted with overeating, so I should probably get one of my auto feeders from his house. They were there because, one, I'm storing a lot of my stuff there. Most of my stuff, almost everything I own, is over there right now. And I had the cat staying there for a while, so, and he has one rigged up so that, like, he can pick it up and bring it in during the night and stuff, because he's got, what are they called? Possums. He's got possums out there that sneak into my cat food and eat my cat food. Obviously, they're not doing it now because I have all my cats here, but at the time when they were staying with Sam, the possums would get into the cat food, so he kind of Jimmy rigged a handle onto it so he could just pick it up easily and bring it into the garage. But anyway, which is kind of a design flaw, and this is why. Auto feeders are not one piece, they are two pieces. The part that he put the handle on, it slides out the top of the bowl. So, it has to be in there pretty securely for it to not come out. But, you know, I still think it was pretty smart, because usually they don't come apart unless you, like, really want to take them apart. So, anyway, yeah, I do need to get some of my stuff over here from Sam's house. I do think Siren would benefit from having an auto feeder like the kitties do. They also get, they don't just have an auto feeder, they also get, like, this handmade dinner every day when their kibble dish is empty, when they eat down the kibble dish. And the reason they have an auto feeder is because I have 7 cats. So... auto feeder. So once their kibble dish has run down, I make them handmade dinner, and then they eat that until that's gone, and then I fill their kibble back up. So it's basically like kibble for breakfast, like cereal, and then like a homemade meal for them at night. But it's more like the fact that whenever the kibble's empty is when I make their dinner, and whenever their dinner's gone, I fill their kibble. So it's like, it's not any specific time of day, it just is when it is. I do it randomly whenever they need it, but but I still call it dinner because it started out with the idea of being dinner. And I mean, that's the one that has the meat in it, and you know, all the good stuff that you would normally eat for dinner. Meow, you can go if you want. Just let me give you some more kisses, okay? Okay, there you go. You can go. Oh, goodness. I think she has some Siamese in her because she's a little bit mouthy sometimes. Um, she's so sweet though. She's a nudger like Merlin. Um, but anyway, I'm obviously not going to bring all of my stuff here just yet because I still need to remodel before I start bringing furniture in. I need to redo the floors. I need to redo the walls. I need to redo the ceiling. I need to put on a new, at least fix my roof or put on a new roof. I don't know how bad it is. I need to get a lot of stuff done before I can bring furniture in. But my concern is my neighbors keep stealing my clothes out of my shed. I have a crap load of clothes at Sam's house, and a lot of crafts that I could be doing over here too, that I kind of miss. And I have dishes. I have all kinds of stuff that I could really be using here that I don't have because it's there. I don't have really any pots and pans here. I can't really do a whole lot of cooking because I don't have my things. But it's not like he's holding it hostage. It's just, it's hard to get over there and get stuff put in his car and bring back over here. It has been planned since I moved in here to start getting it done, but we haven't gotten around to it. It's not his fault. It's not anybody's fault. It just is. But yeah, we're getting there. And I'm sure you guys might, if you've been here long enough, you might remember that I bought this in one of my former Amazon hauls. It says I'm a happy hooker and I have the balls to prove it. So this was intended for my looming channel. However, and I knew this was going to happen. My prayer shawl that I'm making, which is currently in the couch, because Siren keeps, every time he's left alone in my living room, he comes and tries to tear apart my couch. I think he's trying to lay on it and not get caught, but I come in and I find, as you can see, the sheet pulled off, the pillows and the blankets on the floor. It's a mess. This is why I have to lock him up at night, because he cannot be trusted. And I have to lock him up when I leave because he will rip my curtains off the walls and rip them into pieces. So, and he destroyed an entire shelf in the kitchen, like demolished an entire shelf and everything that was on it, because he was left alone during the day when I left the house, and it was not pretty. So that's why he has to be caged during the day, during the night, and when I leave. But anyway, you guys are not here for that. You're not here for my updates on my house and my stuff and all of that stuff. You guys are here for my positive thinking. I'm sorry I have not been doing a lot of videos lately. I've had a lot going on. Been doing a lot of grocery shopping and stuff on weekends instead of during the week. It's it's not that I planned it for those days. It's just Sam's got a lot going on right now too. He's remodeling his entire kitchen, and it's not by choice. He didn't have a choice. His dishwasher, his old dishwasher, started leaking, and it really destroyed his entire kitchen. So he had to tear everything out. Thankfully, he has home insurance, and that covered everything. Thank God, or else he'd be in the situation where I am, where I have to figure out how to pay for all of my repairs when I don't have money. So thankfully for him, he has home insurance and it covered it. So for the last few months, he's been having to watch over people in his house, pretty much putting his kitchen back together, and tearing his kitchen apart. And on top of it, doing things that they were paid to do, but were trying to overcharge him for, that he already knew how to do. So he did those things, and so he's been incredibly busy. And then on top of it, he's got 3 kids. One of them is moved out now, so she's not really his responsibility anymore. All grown up and off to college. But the other 2, and their moms, it's not really the kids, it's their moms. So they kind of like terrorize him. So it's, when it comes to him taking me to the store, I've got to work around his schedule, because unlike me, he has a lot going on. Now, for me, all I have going on is taking care of the cats, taking care of the dog, and doing my videos, and cleaning. Until I can afford to do remodeling and repairs, all I've got is animals and cleaning and videos. So I don't really mind working around his schedule, because obviously he's got a lot more going on than I do. So to me, it's like no big deal. It is frustrating that lately it's been landing a lot on weekends when I have scheduled video time. But again, he's got to work around his schedule. I've got to work around his schedule. It's not his fault. It just is. So that's why I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately on the weekends. It's not that I've been lazy or ignoring you guys, but a girl's got to have food. A girl's got to pay her rent, and a girl's got to buy her household supplies and pet supplies, right? I know you guys understand. I know you guys understand that I need to take breaks to get done the things that I need to get done, and sometimes I need to take breaks for my health issues. Actually, last Saturday was not because of grocery shopping or anything like that. Last Saturday was because I was recovering. So but anyway, I know you guys understand, and I try to explain when I get the chance, so you guys know what's going on. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm not being lazy. I'm not just not doing it because I don't want to. I will, and I'm not giving up on you guys either. I will always come back to the videos. I promise. So anyway, to the book. Again, this is Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, Concepts in Attitudinal Healing by Gerald G. Jampolsky, MD, and Diane V. Cyrencinone. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But as of last time we did these videos, we have made it to chapter 3. We finally got to the end of chapter 2, and this week is chapter 3. Finally. And then we have right here a bookmark with real flowers on one side, and on the other side is my daughter's beautiful face. Now, this was not intentional. I did not do this. When they separated this bookmark from the pack of bookmarks that she got from her pictures, they were trying to separate it without scissors, and they accidentally ripped it. So it wasn't intentional. I didn't do it. Nobody did it on purpose. It just happened. But yes, that is my daughter's beautiful face. This is from a few years ago, as you can see, 2016, 2017. So this is not a new picture. She is beautiful though, isn't she? This is my baby. My baby, who is turning 18 next year. Yeah. So it says, here is where you left off. Enjoy your reading. I do enjoy my reading. Very much so. So, Chapter 3, The Power of Attitudes in Health. Now, when I picked up this book, all I saw was change your mind, change your life concepts and attitudinal healing. I did not know that this book was about healing from loss. I did not know that. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to know how to heal from loss. That's why I'm still doing these videos with this book. But I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more upbeat, you know, because it is positive thinking. But I mean, still, learning how to heal from loss is still very important, and it is positive thinking. So, yeah. Anyway, the power of attitudes in health. And then it has a little thing right here. Perhaps true healing has more to do with listening with unconditional love than with trying to fix people up. I mean, it's not wrong. Past perspectives on health. Let's see how long this is. That's not very long at all. Yeah, it's pretty well sectioned off like the other two chapters. There's a lot of sections in here. That's why we don't do one whole chapter at a time, because there is a lot in one chapter and then it's all sectioned off. So that's why it's taking so long to get through, on top of the fact that we didn't do videos for a while, because I was unpacking and all that good stuff. But yeah. Past perspectives on health. I'm going to use my bookmark. For centuries, there has been a tendency for us to think of health only in terms of our physical bodies. Both medical practitioners and patients oftentimes concentrate on the body and focus on physical symptoms. The emphasis in Western medicine has been on physical examination, with diagnosis and treatment being based primarily on that. There was not so much attention given to the subtle spiritual and psychological aspects of a patient's illness. When I, Jerry, was in medical school, the medical community was quite reluctant to look very seriously at the possibility that our attitudes, the thoughts and feelings we hold in our minds, could play an important role in illness and healing. Throughout the past decade, however, there has been more and more research resulting in many scientific papers. There is increasing evidence that there is not an illness known to science that is not affected by our thoughts and feelings, and that our attitudes can play a significant role in our ability both to recover from disease and to maintain positive health. I'm going to take a drink real quick. This is not the juice that comes in these juice bottles. I save these bottles because I can't drink an entire energy drink at once without having palpitations, but I do still need the caffeine from energy drinks. So I separate them in half. I put one half in one bottle and the other half in another bottle, so I save these. So that's what's in here, is an energy drink to help wake me up from, you know, my fatigue from the night. And I haven't drank anything all day since I got up. This is kind of a little bit of a late start for me today because I made food with chicken in it, like actual chicken, pre-cooked chicken, yesterday. The cats went nuts over it, and when I woke up this morning, my trash can was tipped over and most of my garbage was on the living room floor. So before I could do anything today, I had to clean up after the cats. on, go back on. It's actually rare that I have to clean up after the cats rather than the dog. Usually it's the dog. Yeah. The cats are really behaved. They don't get into stuff all that often, and they don't tend to make very big messes, so they're pretty well behaved. It's more the dog that I have to worry about when he's left alone unattended. But anyway, I digress and go back to my reading. Anyway, here we are. Mostly the physicians of the past were trained to look for the cause of illness and factors such as infection, heredity, trauma, and toxins. Since the 1950s, there has been increased interest in how our state of mind and spirit affects our health, either helping to keep us well or making us susceptible to illness. It is fascinating to note that physicians in general practice have stated that over 50% of all the patients they see do not have organic illness that can be treated by traditional medical techniques. There have been studies showing that over 50% of the patients seen by general practitioners would get well without any form of medical intervention. One medical center, Kaiser Permanente in the Permanente. I don't know how to pronounce that. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I am sorry. In San Francisco Bay Area, reported that the largest portion of their patient population was what they called the worried well. People who do not have organic disease but are seeking treatment for symptoms that worry them. In other words, hypochondriacs. My mom is one of them. I mean, she genuinely does have a lot of health issues, like actual real health issues. She's very, very ill. She has a lot of the things that I have, and then she has other things on top of it, like hip issues. Like one of her hips is not a real hip. But anyway, I have hip issues too, but mine are still mine. So, I mean, we're both falling apart. But the reason I say that she's a hypochondriac is the minute that you say you have something, she has to have it too. Like, my daughter is lactose intolerant. She got it from her dad. Well, her mistake of DNA. He's not worthy of being called her dad. But anyway, she got it from her mistake of DNA. We do not, in our family, have any form of lactose intolerance. We do, however, have severe IBS, which she knows she has. She's been diagnosed with it longer than I have. But, you know, IBS is one of those things that comes with fibro. It's very common with fibromyalgia. But so she has severe IBS, which has a tendency to go back and forth between severe constipation and severe diarrhea. I know this is not something you guys want to know, but it'll explain the whole lactose intolerance thing. So my daughter has lactose intolerance from her mistake of DNA. She's been diagnosed with it. She's had it since birth. I had to actually switch to soy-based formula because she could not ingest any form of milk. She couldn't ingest my milk. She couldn't ingest formula with milk in it. She had to go with only soy-based formula. And we thought that was just, you know, a normal baby thing, but then when she got old enough to start drinking milk, you are a nutball, kitty. Katerina, what are you doing? Are you playing? Are you playing? She's cute. She showed very clearly that she was actually lactose intolerant. But the reason I had assumed lactose intolerance when she couldn't hold down her bottles before, when she literally vomited up everything, like The Exorcist, that I fed her. The reason I automatically knew that that's what it was is because her mistake of DNA is lactose intolerant. So I was like, you know what? It doesn't hurt to try soy base and see if she can keep it down. The doctor argued with me about it, hardcore argued with me about it, telling me that if I tried it on her, that he would cancel me as a patient. Lo and behold, my idea worked. Putting her on soy base, even though I was threatened not to do it, is what saved her life. So she had lost a lot of weight. She was like days away from dying if I did not change her formula. So I was not given any way to pay for this formula until after I proved that it worked. I just bought it out of pocket because I knew it would work for her. I mean, I had pretty good reason for thinking it would. Her mistake of DNA was lactose intolerant, so why wouldn't I just assume that that might be the problem, you know? Pretty good reasoning right there. If he's got lactose intolerance, she can't hold down anything I feed her. Obviously, it's more than likely a lactose intolerance problem. So I put her on the soy base. She got better. She still had some issues because she also has acid reflux like I do, like my mom does. See, health issues run in our family. There's a lot of health issues with us because we have fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia causes a lot of health issues. So, like I said, it's not that my mom doesn't have health issues. She does. It's just, unfortunately, when somebody else has a health issue, she automatically thinks she has it. So, I study the symptoms. I pay attention to all the symptoms, and then I, just try to figure out what it could be. But her automatic reaction is, oh, I have that. So, so Avea has lactose intolerance, and my mom has severe IBS. Well, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when we ingest milk or anything that has milk in it, and it's not based on the milk, it's based on our bodies deciding whether or not one day from the next, if it wants to make us constipated or make us have the runs, which that's how IBS works. You don't know from day to day what you're going to get. You could have the runs, you could have constipation so severe that you have to go like a week to 3 months without a bowel movement. Unfortunately, that's just how our bodies work. It has nothing to do with food, but conveniently, sometimes you're ingesting milk when that happens. So, she'll be ingesting milk, and randomly, her body will decide, I just want to be loose today because of the IBS. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm lactose intolerant. No, Mom, you have IBS. But Avea is lactose intolerant. That she got from her dad. Oh, but I must have it. No, Mom, you're not lactose intolerant. Well, when I drink milk or I eat milk products, I get the runs. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes. But I bet you in a few months, you're going to be eating a milk product and you will not have the runs. You'll have the opposite effect, which happens to me. So, like I said, and I was right. I was right. A few months later, she was eating milk products and was constipated again. So, like I said, it's IBS. It's not lactose intolerant. She just automatically assumed that it went from IBS to lactose intolerance because my daughter has it. So, yeah, my mom, despite the fact that she is very, 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 very ill, like I am, I'm actually more sick than my mom is because she's on meds for it and I am not. I had meds for it, but I can't have them back until March. Um, yeah. And I'm only on one thing that does all the things that all of my mom's pills do. Um, one thing that all of my mom's pills do that I can't have right now until March. That sucks. But anyway, so yeah, despite the fact that she is very ill, she does have all of the same illnesses that I do, and all the same problems that I do, only mine's worse because I don't have a way to treat it. um, she is unfortunately a hypochondriac, and it is very easy. Excuse me. I've been having the burps lately, and I don't know why. But anyway, it is very easy to become a hypochondriac. It's very tempting, especially when you have Google out there with all these different ways um, to diagnose you. And I mean, yes, it is important to listen to your body and listen to your symptoms and look up what could be wrong with you, but it is also important not to be like, oh, I have that. It's important to look at it and be like, huh, that sounds familiar. Those symptoms sound interesting. And then go to the doctor and be like, hey, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I read about this. It matches my symptoms. What do you think I have? So, that's very important. Now, the reason I don't go to the doctor, there's actually two reasons I don't go to the doctor. One, they don't listen to me. They treat me like a hypochondriac, even though I'm asking them to tell me what's wrong. And that's a thing with fibromyalgia. All doctors basically treat you like you're a hypochondriac if you have fibromyalgia, even if you're not, because there's so many things that end up being wrong with you when you have fibromyalgia that they're automatic. Even after being diagnosed with fibromyalgia, they still treat you like a hypochondriac. They still treat you like you don't know what you're doing, like you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've been harassed nonstop about seeing a diabetes specialist over my diabetes because I haven't had diabetes for very long. However, as if you guys have been here for a long time, you know that I, from the age of 12 to 15, took care of my grandma by myself with dementia. So, and she had diabetes. So, I was the one who had to learn how diabetes worked so I could take care of her diabetes. Granted, it got worse anyway because she was sneaking shit while I was in school and not taking her meds while I was in school. Not really much I could do about that because I was in school. But I mean, I was on her ass when I was at home. So I was very good about monitoring what she ate. I was very good about checking labels. I was very good about, making sure she took her pills, because at the time she was taking pills. By the time we moved in with my mom, because of her sneaking junk food, which I remember her buying, but I thought she was buying it for me, and then it would disappear from the cupboards. Like, she hid it in her closet and in her room and all over in places you would never look. She hid shit better than a drug addict. I'm just saying. My mom fucking found it all. Excuse my language. My mom found it all when she moved in, but by that point, she had already gotten to the point of needing insulin because of how bad she would sneak junk food. So, I mean, I know, and I would be the one who, my mom actually taught me how to do insulin. So, she could have me do it most of the time. She would do it sometimes, but she made sure I knew how to do it so I could help out, and because I wanted to take care of my grandma. And I'd give her baths, and, you know, I did everything. I sucked at bills back then, because back then they didn't have this nice number at the top where you knew what you needed to pay. There was like a million numbers, and you never knew which one you were supposed to pay. Back then, bills were confusing. Nowadays, they make them like idiot proof. But back then, bills were like a million numbers, and you don't know which one you're supposed to pay. So bills were hard for me back then. But I paid the bills. I bought the groceries. I did everything in the house. Everything. I was basically the mom at 12. So, yeah. So, I have never needed help with diabetes. Ever. I understand diabetes better than the diabetic nurse that was trying to coach me with my diabetes. I understood diabetes better than the doctor who was refusing to fill my insulin because he was trying to get me to starve myself instead of take insulin. And I'm like, that's not how it works. You can't just stop taking insulin. It doesn't work that way. You're still going to need your insulin, and you can't starve yourself and to stop taking insulin, because then your body realizes that you're not eating enough, and it produces more and more and more sugar based on, and less insulin based on the fact that you're not feeding yourself. So if you're being told that this is the size of a meal that you're allowed to have for the whole day, this tall, this big around, that's your entire meal for the whole day. That's a meal. That's not healthy for anyone. You're not getting enough nutrients in your diet for an entire day to survive on. Your insulin production is going to drop way low, and your sugar production is going to go way sky high to compensate for the fact that you're not eating. So I tried to explain this to my doctor, and he just kept telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I needed to eat less and less and less and less and less. And he would intentionally not fill my insulin. I would spend an entire month going back and forth between his office, calling his office, and my pharmacy, trying to figure out why my insulin was not being filled. And it got to the point where my pharmacy reported him to I don't know who, but my pharmacy reported him for not filling my insulin, to which my doctor canceled me as a patient for my pharmacy reporting him for not filling my insulin. So my doctor was literally basically trying to force me to starve myself so he wouldn't have to fill my meds. I know, that's insane. And yet they were telling me I needed to go to a specialist to learn how to do my insulin and learn how to treat my diabetes. And I'm like, I understand it better than you guys do. My goodness. People, I tell you what. So it was kind of a good thing that he canceled me as a patient. However, my problem, the reason I don't see a doctor now, my problem is once he canceled me as a patient, he lied to punish me further for being reported for the insulin, and put in my file that I'm violent and threatened him, which I have never done. Sam has come to all of my appointments. I have never threatened anybody in my life. I have never been violent in my life. I am 4'10" and terrified of conflict. I don't leave the house because I'm terrified of conflict. So, yeah, I was violent. So violent. So now no doctor in 3 counties will take me because he put that in my file. Frustrating, because it would be nice to be able to actually not have to pay out of pocket for my insulin. But, I mean, at least nobody's trying to argue with me on how to treat my diabetes. It's very simple. Eat healthy foods. Don't eat sugar unless your sugar is low. um, you know, eat a normal amount, healthy amount of carbs. Don't eat too many. Eating too little will cause sugar issues with having to eat junk food. But don't eat too many carbs. It's common sense, you know? It's just common sense. You gotta eat healthy. You gotta take care of your body. You gotta not binge eat. You know, I mean, it's common sense. And I eat 2 meals a day, if that. Sometimes I eat 1 meal a day and a snack. And sometimes I don't even have the snack. Sometimes it's 1 meal and no snack. But so I'm not eating much more than I was actually told I'm allowed to eat by the crazy doctor trying to starve me so it doesn't have to fill my meds. But still, you know, I don't overeat. If I feel like I'm full, I stop eating. And the reason I go with like 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day and a snack is because when I was eating 3 meals a day, I had really serious weight issues. Like, you can tell I am not a thin woman. I am not thin. I am chunky. I am very chunky. So, I mean, even at 4'10", even as a legal midget, I am still chunky. So if I eat more than what I eat now, I end up looking like Shamu. So, this is the closest I can get to thin and still have food in my stomach every day. It's either I eat in moderation like I do every day with the 1 to 2 meals and a snack, or I end up looking like Shamu, being 185 pounds. Normal size women who are taller than 4'10", 185 pounds for them is not big. But a woman my size, a woman at 4'10", 185 pounds is like out to here. I'm not kidding. I was huge. I was gargantuan. I was a beached freaking whale. Not joking, not exaggerating. I was a cow. So I have to eat like that. I have to barely eat. And listen to my body when it says I've eaten too much. And listen to my body when it says my sugar is damn low. Or I end up huge. I'm not thin now. But I was a lot bigger when I ate normal meals. So, the snack gets me through between if I actually ate breakfast, or if I didn't eat breakfast. The snack gets me through to dinner time so that I can actually have my sugar stay up until dinner time, so I don't pass out during the day. If I'm not doing a lot during the day, I can manage to go without breakfast and without a snack and just eat dinner, which, like I said, some days I only eat dinner. Some days I don't have breakfast and a snack. Sometimes it's just dinner. But those are the days where I am not active at all. I'm too weak to move. I'm too weak to function. I can't I don't have the energy to get up and make food and eat food and just, if I'm not active, I'm not burning the calories, so I don't need as much. So during the winter, I have a lot of one meal days. During the summer, where my body is doing a lot better because it's nice and warm out, and, the fibro is not quite as badly affected by warm days. It is affected by stress, it is affected by sensory issues. But if I'm not having those issues during the summer, I can do a lot more. I have, and good sleep is important too. If I'm having a lot of good sleep and I'm not having any other issues with stress and sensory issues, I can get a lot done. I can get pretty motivated and keep moving throughout the day and burn those calories of my breakfast and my snack, to need to have those to keep my sugar up until dinner time. So, but if I don't need it, I don't eat it. So some days during the winter, I usually only eat dinner because I'm just so stuck on the couch, unable to function. So unfortunately, it just is what it is. And I know Sam messaged. I heard it. I know you guys heard it. I'm going to check it real quick if my phone will turn on. My phone does this. It's not a new phone. It's new to me. But I push the button and it doesn't want to turn on. Got to be patient with it. But it's a phone. It works. So, Sam message. I don't even know if I've ever seen that movie. I'll have to look it up. No, no, no! My devices like to do what they feel like. I haven't ever seen that movie. So, Sam sends me a message saying, I think I know why you like that Unleashed movie. Character named Danny. Mistreated by everyone as if he's retarded. Everyone is an ass. Meets the first person nice to him, named Sam, played by Morgan Freeman. I've never seen this movie. Never seen it. And he says that he knows why I like it. Okay. Guess I'm gonna watch it now and see if I actually do like it. He's not wrong though. It sounds like something I would like, because I mean, I get that I am mistreated by a lot of people, and my nickname is Danny. People who are not supposed to know my nickname have a tendency to call me that, and it pisses me off. Yeah. The only people allowed to call me Danny are people I like, and I don't like people, so yeah. No offense, when you've been through a lot of crap, you don't trust people, and then so you don't tend to like people, you just want to be left alone. Yeah. So the people that are sketchy and have no place in my life have a tendency to call me Danny without my permission. And then the only people really who have the right the right to call me Danny are my friend Lindsay, who does, and my boyfriend, who does not. So there you go. It's not an alias. It's just a name I allow for two people, and one of them does call me by it and one of them doesn't, and everybody else is never supposed to call me that, ever. So yeah, but anyway, and obviously I do love a Sam. We all know this. So meets first person nice to him named Sam. Makes sense. That sounds like something I would like. And then my favorite black actor of all time, Morgan Freeman. He is a great actor. I love his acting. I love almost everything I've seen him in. So I don't think I've ever seen him in anything that I didn't like, actually. But anyway, so guess I'm gonna try watching that now. But anyway, so I'm gonna read another section here, so the whole video isn't based entirely on my talking. And we actually get some of the book in here. So, anyway, I'm sorry about the lighting today. I forgot to turn on my lights, my overhead lights, and my lanterns to give you guys more light. I apologize. I forgot. I was excited to get this done. As you can tell by the rapid talking, it's an ADHD thing. When we get excited or hyper, we do the rapid talking thing. Anyway, susceptibility to illness. Certainly there are infectious diseases that are clearly caused by viruses and bacteria. Yeah. Which I tend to not get very often because I very rarely leave the house. If I do get a cold or a flu, it's usually because I left the house. Spent time with Sam, who spends time with kids, spent time with Mom, who spends time with kids, which I rarely do. I very rarely see my mom. It's not on my part, it's that she just doesn't have time for me. And I don't mind. I like my solitude. Or, went to the store and was around people. But I very rarely get sick because I don't go outside. I don't associate with people. I do not be around people. I know I said that wrong. It was on purpose. It was intentional. I don't be around people. Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I'm very rarely ill. I from normal illnesses. If I'm ill, it's usually my fibro. But that's why I'm very rarely ill with normal stuff because I don't leave the house very often, and when I do, it's with Sam to go to the store or an appointment, or it's very, very, very rare that I leave the house. However, unfortunately, when I do get sick from normal things like a cold or a flu, I end up, because of the fibro, I end up basically bedridden for like months. So I can't afford to get sick. Yeah. And that's why I don't get the flu shot. If I get the flu shot, it causes me to have the flu. And it not just a regular flu like normal people. If I get the flu shot, I'm bedridden for months. It causes me to be on my deathbed. So that's why I don't get the flu shot. And the flu shot is very dangerous for me. Getting the flu from leaving the house is very dangerous for me. Getting a cold is very dangerous for me. So another good reason to avoid leaving the house, aside from the fact that I don't like being harassed by people because I'm 4'10" and people who are perverts like tiny women because we look like kids. And sketchy people who like to steal from people, like hanging out with tiny people because they think that our minds are like kids, because apparently in their minds being short makes you stupid. I don't know how that works. in their minds, because that's not how it works in reality. Being short does not make you dumb. Having ADHD does not make you dumb. So why people automatically assume between my ADHD and my height that I am an easy person to fuck with and steal from is beyond me. Clearly there's something wrong with their minds for them to think that. But yeah. Anyway, certainly there are infectious diseases that are clearly caused by viruses and bacteria. But can there be anything more infectious than emotions? I have to say, I mean, emotions do play a huge role in how you're feeling. They really do. Like, I'm not kidding. If you're already sick and then you get depressed, I know with me, because of my fibromyalgia, if I get depressed and I'm already sick from my fibro, it's going to cause me a bigger flare, because the stress of being depressed affects my body. It screws me up big time. So stress is a very bad thing when you have fibro. You have to do everything you can to be as positive as you can, as often as you can, so you don't make yourself more sick. It's a very important thing when it comes to fibromyalgia. It's important in general. Having a positive attitude towards things so much affects how you feel from in day-to-day life. And if you just find a little bit of positivity in every day, it makes every day just a little bit better, and you can't imagine how much of an effect it can have on your life when you're looking for positive things in every day. You start noticing that you're happier, that you feel more energy and more alive and more playful. And you notice things that normally aren't things that you would notice, like the sunshine and the fresh air and flowers and the smell of nature. And these are important things that we need in our lives, that we take for granted because we're not thinking positively enough to let ourselves enjoy them. So it's very important to have a positive attitude in life, to do your, everybody has their bad days. Everybody has their days where they just cannot think positive. And they're just focusing on the negative. Everybody has their days. But you got to do your best. Do your best to find the positive in every situation, in every day. Like, for instance, yes, I woke up to trash all over my floor. Yesterday was a nightmare from the dog. But look how cute she is. She was all playing on the couch behind me. She was being all cute. There's a positive right there. I got attention from Drago this morning when I woke up. There's a positive. There are so many positives in every day. I have 7 cats to give me attention every day. That is a huge positive. There's positivity from each and every one. My dog may be annoying as hell, but he loves me. And the things around you. Isn't this pillow just really, really shiny? It's shiny, right? Shiny. And the sequins move, and it's easy, fun to play with. You can play with it, and you can lay on it, and it's comfortable, and it's shiny, and it's pretty. Hey, I found a positive on my couch from an inanimate object. Cute little bears for Halloween. Smiley face pillow. Unicorns! I mean, look around you and find the things that make you happy. There are things you will find that make you happy. All over your house, outside, animals, people, objects. Find the things that make you happy. They are there. And you let those things brighten your day and brighten your life. Put all the pull all the happiness you can out of those things that make you happy, that bring you a playful feeling or just a happy feeling, you know? I mean, let everything around you just bring you peace and happiness and life. It is so important. So important. But anyway, back to the book. Our state of mind can play a prime role in protecting us or helping us recover from illnesses of this kind. Our body's immune systems know how to heal infections caused by most viruses and bacteria, and they will do this healing work automatically. We are now seeing how closely our minds and our immune systems work together, joined as one in the process of maintaining optimal health. Most of us have had the experience that when we are feeling good about ourselves and the world around us, and when we are happy and at peace with ourselves, we can be around other people who have infections, but we don't pick up their bug. If you have migraine headaches, diabetes, heart problems, peptic ulcers, ulcerative colitis, or dermatological conditions, just to name a few, you have probably noticed that your state of mind has a lot to do with whether you have symptoms or are feeling perfectly well. Like I said, fibro. If you have fibro, you have to find the positivity in every day, because the stress of being depressed, the stress of any situation can put you in a flare, and it can have you out for an entire week or more. So it is incredibly important when you have illnesses like fibro and other autoimmunes to look for the positivity in every day and be as positive in your life as you can possibly be. Find the happiness in every day and every moment. You know, I mean, even when my dog's being an asshole, which is a lot because he doesn't listen. You know, still, I understand the reason he's being an asshole and not listening is because he's hyper and wants attention. You know, it's not that he's trying to be an asshole. He's just not listening because he wants attention and he's hyper. Rather than like yelling at him, like I have no choice but to do right now. What I need to do is find interactive toys for him. So when I can't spend time with him, I can't handle his climbing on top of me, which he's not supposed to do because I have fibromyalgia, I have mobility issues. The whole point of having him is to not have him on top of me and for me to lean on him. But when I can't give him the attention he wants, having interactive toys for him to play with so that he can get his energy out, and that's very important. I'm working on getting those for him. I have one that he loves. Obviously, as you can tell by the lack of noise, he's not playing with it right now. I think he's bored of it because it's the only interactive toy he currently has. So Unfortunately, you know, if he's not outside running around after his ball, which he's wanting to be outside less and less and less, and I think it's because of the weather. It's getting kind of colder and colder and colder outside. But you know, if he's not outside running after his ball, he needs to have something interactive to play with in here. Now, like I've said in my last video, not the last version of this one, but my last video in general, my last Amazon haul, which I just did a few days ago. My next idea of getting him an interactive toy is one I actually would have to use, but I mean, it would work anyway. Really, would I have to move all that much? My hand, oh my god, so difficult. So, I can't have ball shooter toys that are made for him because they're all shaped like a gun. I can't have those until March. So my idea for working around that is there's these ball shooter guns that are made specifically as fidget toys, where it's like an animal shape and it's supposed to pop out of their mouth. The one that I found is like a unicorn and the ball pops out of its butt. I thought that would be hilarious. I thought it would be cute and funny and just amazing. But, you know, it comes with a bunch of rubber balls or foam balls. I don't remember which. But it comes with a bunch of balls and they're like rainbow colored. So it just makes it more entertaining because it's a rainbow coming out of a unicorn's butt. Entertaining, right? It entertained me just looking at it on the ad. So I have that in my cart for next month if I can manage to buy it. So I can just kind of shoot the balls into the empty living room and let him chase after them, and hopefully he'll bring them back. He's getting better at bringing me his balls. He's getting better at it. That came out wrong. Don't take me out of context. You know what I meant. I mean, if you want to take me out of context and it makes you laugh and puts you in a better mood, I mean, okay. But don't blame me for your dirty mind. Anyway, so, I don't like going outside to get his ball when he's out there, because last time I went out there with him to actually spend time with him outside, he which is why I've stopped doing it, he wrapped his chain around my ankles, and I now have scars on my ankles. I don't know if you can see on this one. It's actually really bad, but I don't know if you can see it. But I have scars on my ankles from him wrapping his chain around my ankles, and it's like a plastic chain. Does a lot more damage than you would think. It wrapped around my ankles, and then it rope burned my ankles, and it took over a month for it to heal, and it's still scarred from it. So, and I already have mobility issues. So, and I could barely walk for a week after that. Like, it hurt. Like, my ankles, like, were damaged from it. Not just on the skin, but below the skin. Like, my ankles were genuinely damaged from it. So, like, I don't like to go out there, while he's out there and go get his ball. So if I can't get him into the house, I'll be like, go bring me your ball. Sometimes he'll actually bring it to me. Sometimes. So, he's getting better about that. I do prefer when he just, when he brings me the balls, but sometimes I have to have him go into the house and then block the door with a water bottle. with a water jug, and then go and get so he knows to not open the door. It's not that he can't knock it down or push it out of the way. He can. It's just he knows better that if I put the water jug right there in front of the door, that I want him to stay in the house. So I'll put him in there, and then I'll go back out and grab his ball, and then I'll come back in and pull in his chain all the way, and then, you know, I'll obviously put his ball in the little mesh bag that I have by the door, and then unhook him so he can be free in the house. But and I won't leave his balls out there because we get trespassers, and the trespassers have dogs also, and his ball was expensive. So yeah. And I've already got people going into my shed and stealing my freaking clothes. Do I want them stealing my dog's toys when I don't have enough toys for him to begin with? No. So yeah. I need to find a way to afford to put up a fence so people stay the fuck out of my yard. Yeah. But anyway, so I don't even know how I got on that topic. I really don't. Sometimes I transfer to a topic and then I go on and on and on and on and on about it, and then I forgot how I even got there. ADHD. The perks of ADHD. Now this section here looks a little bit longer, so I'm going to save that for not next week, but if I manage to do the meditation video next week, then I will do this video the following week, if I manage to do it. But we'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how busy I am. Obviously I intend on doing videos every week. Sometimes it doesn't happen. So it's not that I'm planning to not do it. I'm planning to do it, but I'm telling you, hey, it might not happen that week. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm sorry. So, anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. And let's pull out my Cats Against Anxiety cards. I forgot to do these in my last video, my meditation video. I don't even remember when that was. I've been forgetting a lot of stuff lately, and I'm sorry. It's been an issue with me forgetting things lately. It's become an issue. I'm starting to become very concerned about it. But anyway, our Cats Against Anxiety cards. Yes, we want those. We like these. I'm not gonna put it in the end of the video. I know I used to do that a lot so you guys could read them better, but I keep forgetting to do it, and I started stressing about it, and it started making me sick from stressing about it because I keep forgetting to do it. So, you know, if I just don't have the energy to spend the time on it to do it, because I have to take the picture with my phone, transfer the picture from my phone to my tablet, and then save it onto my tablet so that I can put it in the video. And it's just a process, and then I've got to delete it from my tablet once it's in the video. It's just too much. So yeah. And I've got other stuff I need to get done today than just this video. So, and once this video is done, I still have to edit it before I can put it on YouTube. So, yeah. I've got laundry I've got to get done. I have not eaten breakfast yet. I have not eaten my snack yet. I've got other things I need to do. I need to go through my books in the spare room. I need to rearrange my fidget toy collection and my little wall here. I've got a lot I need to get done today. But anyway, so card of the day. It says every day you are leveling up, and it has a little tuxedo ginger on it. A little ginger tuxedo. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. I think things are turning blue in my camera because I don't have my external lighting on. So I apologize, but it's a cute little ginger kitty. Ginger tuxedo kitty. Very cute. And it says, let it go. That reminds me of a song. And a movie. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. Let it go, let it go. I'm sure there's not a person on this earth that doesn't know this song, that song by now. The whole Frozen craze. Cute. Very cute. But after a while, it did get annoying. Because even my daughter was obsessed with Frozen. When she was little. Okay, let it go. Write down 3 things you can control and 3 things you can't. Focus your efforts on what's in your power. Let go of the mental efforts on things out of your control. That is good advice. And I will try to make it so you guys can read that. Alrighty. And I will put this in the cards that we have already seen. I do have that other deck that that we've already that we haven't seen yet, that I bought a while ago. I want to finish these ones first. That's why I haven't been doing the other deck, because I want to finish these ones first. And then I also have books that have positive quotes in them too, that once I go through both decks of cards, I want to go through those books, like 1 page each video, and then, you know, eventually go back to the cards, and then, you know, just kind of rotate. You can't, like, be butthurt over reusing a positive thinking card, because its advice is never going to be wrong. You know, it's never going to be bad advice. And I do want to buy more cards too. I did find another deck that has kitties on it. I want it. Yup. It's in my save for later cart. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the kitten. I hope you guys enjoyed the shirt. And my weirdness. And the advice. Always positive thinking. Right? Hi. Can I borrow this? Come here. Come here. Can I borrow you? Come here. Whee! Positive thinking. Positive thinking. Positive. Positive thinking. Positive thinking. Yeah. Positive. With your paws in your mind. Positive thinking. Positive. Not negative. Positive. Positive thinking. Yes. Yeah. 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 Oh, a sweet girl. Sweet little Katarina. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have an absolutely beautiful day. And if no one has told you today, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are needed, and you are enough. And don't let anybody else tell you any different. Because if you're watching these videos, you're at least appreciated and needed and wanted by me. Because I couldn't do this without you guys. I wouldn't have the confidence. Without your guys' support and your views and your subscriptions to my channel, I would feel like I was doing this for nothing, and I would have given up by now. So thank you for being a subscriber and a viewer and a friend. Even if you've never commented, even if you don't know me at all, thank you for being here for me and being essentially my very silent friend. You are appreciated more than you know, because like I said, I wouldn't have the confidence to keep doing this without you guys. And like we all know, I don't do it for money because I'm not getting paid for it. I'm doing this for us, for me, for you guys, for all of us. So thank you for being here. And again, don't ever let anybody tell you that you are not loved and appreciated and needed and enough. You just keep shining and just keep finding the positive in every day and finding the things that you love about yourself and the things around you. And just keep going. Every day is another day to have a happy day. I know that sounded weird, but every day is another day to do better and be better and feel better. So just keep going. And I'll be right here with you, keeping going too. Right there with you. With my little videos and my beautiful little kitties. So just keep trucking. I'll be trucking right there along with you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.